Welcome back everybody to Chasing Florida. Today we're going to be showing how to install an ARB overland roof rack top tent on top of this RCI adjustable bed rack. As you remember before in the previous video, we installed this bed rack on this 2010 Ford F-250 so that it works with a tonneau cover. And right now we have the tent just mounted on top. If you bring the camera closer, you're going to see that on the bottom there are some rails right here that are going to line up using the hardware that we have and the grooves inside the rack system to bolt down this tent securely to the top of this rack from RCI. So here's the hardware in the back of the truck. It's basically a few screws that hook up to 4 points on each side of this point through the rack system. If you can see that up there, that's where we're going to be installing that. It's adjustable so it slides through the track there, and then you attach it to the cross member using the supplied nuts there that have thread locker already built in. So the brackets have been installed. So we ran into some few issues while installing them, and that is because this RCI bed rack has some slots built in, and if you guys come a little closer I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. We're considering a few different options. If you look at here, the screw has actually been taken down through one of the slots of the RCI bed rack and bolted down, and this in my opinion is a little bit more secure compared to the T sort of configuration that you're looking at right over there. So in the future we're going to change that out. If you guys know anything about camping, I'm sure you guys do, or overlanding for that matter, it is a continuous process of improvement, meaning checking your gear, updating your gear, and finding more secure ways to keep your gear on your truck or with you at all times, making sure it doesn't fall off. So considerations for installation and layout and setup of your tent on top of your rack, regardless of the rack that you're using, right? So this happens to be an RCI rack. It's adjustable. For some who have wider trucks, you can actually choose to off-center this tent, right? And why would you do that? Because if you were to keep it closer, let's say offset to the passenger side, you can in theory get more of a stable platform here that'll help you once the tent is deployed on the second half of the tent, meaning the part that's stowed above. Another consideration would be, where do you want this tent to open up towards, right? So if you want to be able to access, for example, the passenger side or the driver's side, the tent would deploy this way and your entrance would be here, giving you quicker access to the driver's side of the vehicle. For the most part, I keep all of my gear and all of the things that I have to grab on this side, but others may choose to not only have the tent deploy on the back side of the vehicle, because again the rack can be placed further back and deployed behind the tailgate, because it is a 4-foot section, so it would come out 2 feet and deploy back here. Again, you got to consider that you have a tailgate here and you have probably your tow unit, your bumper, everything that's back here that can cause you trouble on a pickup truck. For an SUV, that may not be a concern because there's really nothing back here that can actually be an obstruction. As a matter of fact, you might be able to have a lot of your gear that you need right back here, meaning a roll-out cooking platform and whatnot. So consider that when you're mounting. Not only do you need to center it, but make sure that it also is facing the way that you want it to deploy, whether that's the passenger side or even if your rack is long enough to the back of the vehicle. Another consideration is the size and height of your rack. I went with a 12-inch rack because it actually keeps the tent a little lower and kind of level with the top of the cab, which reduces the amount of drag that you get while you're driving it down the road. If that's not a big issue for you, I mean, you're talking about maybe a 1 mpg, you can go with an 18-inch rack and you'll sit your tent a little further up. This rack does have the tonneau adapters, which works with this roll and lock. It did also add about 3 inches of height, which is what I wanted. So this is sitting right around 15 inches above my bed, which also gives me clearance as I'm driving to still look through the rear view mirror, which is a great bonus because at 12 inches, I wouldn't be able to see anything at all. That's it. What we're gonna do now is just show you how this deploys and show you the complete installation of the tent and setup. So you do have to be careful because the mattress sometimes can get wedged in between. So as you let it down, just kind of check for that. We're gonna address that up top. That might just be that it's a little loose, but we can again fix that. So there she is, pretty much almost fully deployed. I'm gonna pull this out, and again, this is adjustable. So you adjust it to where it is about level. So right now, what I like to do is kind of put the ladder at the angle where it's flat, and if you come around this way, you'll see what I'm talking about. And that seems to be about flush. Now, the next step is to pull it out from both sides, right? I like to get under it, push this out, and this is a twist and lock bar. So you twist it, and it locks out. Push out again, do the same thing and twist, and that locks that out, right? After that, you can crawl up in the tent and do the same thing to the bar up here. All right, so at this point, we're inside, and I'm gonna push this tent out as much as I can and roll this out. These are also lock bars, so as you see, as you twist them, they can recess. What I like to do is push up on the corner as much as I can, and then lock that up. Right, and repeat the same steps for this side over here, all the way out, and twist the bar, and there you go. It is at this point fully deployed. It has actual toggles here to lock down your screens. These are toggles were designed to hold this up in place and out of your way. Right now it is very hot, guys. We're in South Florida, so it's super hot. This allows a breeze to come in and out. The tent is very cool. ARB tents are manufactured in Australia. They can handle some pretty hot weather. So right now we're done. We're going to move on to deploying the awnings, and I'll show you what that looks like from the outside, because you'll get a better idea of it that way. Setting up the tent outside, really all you need to do is make sure that you set up the awnings. There are some pockets here if you come in closer, actually with a gusset built into the fabric, and you're going to see a small hole, and you're going to push this in on a flat side at an angle and then bend it upwards and put it into the eyelet right here of the awning, just like that. Alright, and you're going to repeat the step for the other side. Find the gusset, insert the pole, bend it, and go ahead and put that in there. As you can see, there's the inside of the tent. I set this one up already. This side hooks up directly to the rain shield. If you don't want the rain shield or rain cover, you can remove it and anyways roll up the window and still have air circulate throughout the tent. I'm going to get inside now once more and show you how the inside of the tent can be set up and some of the features that the ARB touring tent has. So I'm going to come in through the ladder here, and the entrance is pretty large, okay? I'm about 5'11", and I fit in here comfortably, as you can see laid out. The tent is about 8 feet in length and about 4 feet in width. In my opinion, it can easily sleep 2 adults and even 1 child. 3 adults, if you really needed to get in here, you can. There are zippers here, double-sided zippers that'll work to put in a bug net or mosquito net, whatever you want to call it. Here in South Florida, mosquito is a state bird. So what we do here is, zipper that up, right? It's double-sided again, so you can actually remove this from the outside as well and still get plenty of airflow through here. And this is the actual cover, so if it were raining a lot And on those colder nights, you can use this to help you keep warm. Again, double-sided as well. Even when the tent is fully locked, you have a recessed air vent right here that has a built-in Velcro strap that has a rigid piece where you can push it out and still have air circulate in, but at the same time it's at a downward angle and will not allow water in, or anything else for that matter can come in through there. So the tent has it on all four sides. It has the bug shields and the covers on all four sides. Now, a really neat feature I want you guys to take a look at is these tabs right down here. You roll these down, roll them up, or you could just stuff them in there, and you have basically this tab and this loop built on the other side where you can secure these in place when they're not deployed. There's a lot of hooks around, hanging around, specifically these two, where you can hang some things from and maybe even do some additional securing of the tent. And you have also 4 compartments here to stow some of your gear, like some, cell phones, or maybe even some things to tend to your personal hygiene. So any toiletries, toothbrushes, anything you can stow away, you can put in here in these little pockets. The last feature I want to point out to you guys is these straps here. These are actually here and intended to be used in taking down the tent from the inside if you want to do that. I really don't find it to be that functional for me, because I like to take the tent down from the outside, meaning I take everything down here and stow everything away on this side right here, and then start breaking down the tent from that side, remove all the awnings, and then fold the tent back down on itself, which I'll show you how to do when we're ready to break the tent down. I'm sitting on a mattress right here. It's about a 2-inch foam. It's secured by this strap right here in the middle, and Velcro through these straps that are on every 4 corners. It's got a Velcro tab built in the bottom, and that secures the mattress in place and aids you in folding so that it does not extrude from the bottom of the tent like you saw earlier in this video that happened to me. That happens every now and then. Again, Velcro wears down over time. ARB sells, again, replacement parts for all of their tents, and I cannot stress just how important it is to have a good customer service, and ARB is definitely one of those companies where you can buy replacement parts for all of their stuff and easily repair it. There's a lot of wear and tear in camping gear, and it's nice to have a company that stands behind their products and offers replacements for all of it. The breakdown is starting now, so what we're going to do is we roll down all of these bug screens and then the actual covers. When this tent breaks down, as you can see, all of these structural bars fold in, but in total they're about 12 inches in between it. So this tent could hold a lot of things, including camping pillows, if you have any throws to keep warm. And I'm going to keep the annex, which is an addition that goes installed by the ladder itself, in the main area of the tent, meaning right here. Moving out of the tent, everything inside is secure and already stowed, so I'm going to start breaking down the sides, and that's just a simple twist and you'll see it fall down. Another simple twist towards the inside, that falls down. Now what I'm going to do is zip this guy up, which is the last one that I do before we close the remainder of the tent. Just pull those tabs down, and we have the mosquito net there. It's very important that you guys have this ladder secure as you're working up here, so make sure the tab's locked in place, and then proceed to zip everything up. This is completely zipped up, and now I do the last part, which is this. It's just a straight zipper down. Over here, another straight zipper down, and we're on the bottom. Give it another nudge over here, another twist. That breaks this side down, and another nudge over here. That's already fully broken down. You start the procedure with the awnings, working from the top of the awning out. Bring these guys out. There you go. Remember to stow them in the bag, provided this comes off the windshield. There it goes. Rain shield, I should say. Same thing over here. And now we're ready to fold the tent up. And now, take this up, and this is how this goes. Make sure it all folds over. And as it's coming over, it's going to make contact with the bottom of the stairs right there. There's actually some support foots on the bottom of the ladder to allow you to do that. And let it rest. Now I'm going to come up here and organize some of the leftovers that are hanging over, to then put it away in the vinyl. So as you can see, the annex is in here, and this hasn't changed the profile of the tent at all. Fold it away. So I'm going to start stowing some of this extra material inside. All of the extra material on the side has been stowed, so I am going to now push these up, right, and that'll free the ladder. Ladder can now slide forward, and that is in its locked position. At that point, you want to grab your vinyl cover and move that over the top. And once you have fitted over the corners, you can start the zipping procedure, and then after that begin to tie it down. So I've got the zipper hooked up. What I like to do is put my finger on the inside and kind of follow the zipper through, make sure I don't snag anything. It is a heavy duty zipper, so it's pretty hard to snag with anything else. You can think of like the zippers on some of your Yeti bags. This is kind of what this is like. We go around the corner. I like to push this up a bit, see what I'm doing. Come around that corner. It has a nice string to allow you to pull it a lot easier.
And so far so good. So you're going to continue this procedure all the way through. There it goes.
Okay, so I'm closing this up, and basically on this tab I don't like the string to hand, so I will wrap it a few times and then Velcro it down. That's it. She is fully zipped. The additional support straps for the vinyl cover are right here, and you just strap that down like that, and you repeat the procedure on the other side of the tent, and the tent now then is fully stowed. The vinyl on this is pretty much, I think, better than marine grade. It's almost military grade ply vinyl, and is very weather resistant. It's been outside for almost a year, guys, and other than getting a little bit of mold on it, it hasn't gotten the tent wet. It's kept it 100% bone dry. So there you have it. It's all stowed away. Everything is nice and secure, and you have all these tabs and Velcroed back in. And guys, that concludes this installation video of the ARB touring tent. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, follow us on social media at Chasing Florida, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.